I'm Subodh Kulkarni. I am the President and CEO of CyberOptics. I took over this position in February of this year. A little background about myself. I grew up in India, did my engineering over there. Then I came to the US to MIT to do my master's and PhD, all in semiconductor surface sciences. Then I was with IBM for many years as a fab engineer, so I've spent a lot of years gowned up and as a fab engineer working on CMOS and bipolar chips. And then I joined 3M, who was interested in semiconductors for a long time. And then I was with 3M data storage business, which became a spin-off of 3M, and grew up there. And then got involved with CyberOptics about 4 years ago as a board of director member. And then as CyberOptics CEO, Kitty Iverson retired late last year. I took over this position. CyberOptics is a publicly traded company on NASDAQ, symbol is CYBE, so you can find a lot of information on our website under Investor Relations. We are a 3D precision sensor technology company. That's what we are all about. We did $33 million sales last year in 3 business units, sensors, SMT and semi. Those are the 3 areas that we reported. Earlier this year, we completed an acquisition of LDI, GKS. So now we are in 4 business units. So just to give you a high-level overview of the 4 business units, the core of CyberOptics, as I said, is 3D precision sensors. That forms our core, and that's one of the business units where we develop sensors, we make the sensors, and sell it directly to the OEMs. The second business unit is SMT, which is surface mount technology, where we take the sensors and build a system around it to inspect things such as solder paste inspection or automated optical inspection that gets used in PCB manufacturing, basically, to detect components and those kinds of things. So that's our second business unit. Our third business unit is the semi business unit that we are displaying in this show over here, where we take our sensors again and make them into either wafer-shaped devices or reticle-shaped devices, and allow semiconductor industry to improve yield and productivity to save cost. And our fourth business unit that we just did an acquisition of is the LDI GKS business unit, where we make 3D scanners and provide 3D scanning services. So that's the high-level overview. The semiconductor market, as you know, is a huge market. It's almost $500 billion economy by itself. It's probably one of the largest markets out there. It has its share of challenges in the sense it is cyclical in nature. Everyone knows that. It's capital goods. It's been consolidated quite a bit over the years. So there are very few end user customers for many equipment manufacturers, and even in the equipment manufacturing arena, there has been significant consolidation. So very few names left. The large ones, obviously, everyone know: Intel, Samsung, TSMC type companies, and there's a handful after that. But the consolidation has also happened in the equipment makers. We just heard the big consolidation of Applied and TEL just a couple of days ago, and that consolidation continues. Having said that, the demand for semiconductor chips continues to be phenomenal. I mean, all of us are carrying significant number of chips in our pockets right now with smartphones and tablets and stuff like that, and that trend is going to continue. I think wearable devices, whether it's the Google glasses or any other things, everything is made of chips of some form or nature. So the demand continues to grow overall, even though there is some cyclicality in the business. This year, the market is expected to grow about 5 to 10%, and we definitely see that in our own business as well. So we are very optimistic about the long-term future of semiconductor industry. But obviously, just like any business, there are some challenges that the industry goes through periodically. In the semiconductor business, we provide 2 types of products, as I said earlier: WaferSense and ReticleSense. WaferSense is a wafer, as the name suggests, wafer-shaped sensor, and we serve 5 applications: gapping, leveling, teaching, vibration, and particle detection. And each of these applications is measuring certain things. For instance, vibration will detect vibration, or particle will detect a particle count. And these are all wafer-shaped sensors that are real-time and collecting data and reporting to the customer at that instant what is going on inside the process tool. The value our customers see with this real-time wafer-shaped or reticle-shaped sensors is that they can increase the tool productivity yield, ultimately basically saving the cost of the chips. So it's a terrific portfolio. We are beginning to get traction. We had a record year last year, and I hope we can deliver a record year this year from the WaferSense and ReticleSense portfolio too. Our customers include all the large, both the fabs as well as the equipment makers. So Intel, Samsung, TSMC are, as to be expected, our largest customers, but we have many other fabs as our end customers too. And certainly the equipment makers like Applied, Novellus, Lam, KLA Tencor are adopting our products. Our products are widely adopted, and growth continues to happen. Legacy methods include imprecise manual measurements that are very often inaccurate and time-consuming. Compared to those measurements, the WaferSense or ReticleSense is significantly more accurate, significantly automated, saving time and improving yield and productivity. Just to give you an example, a legacy method to detect gap between two electrodes in a CVD chamber, for instance, would take the operator hours or sometimes even half a day to break the vacuum, put some device in there, and then measure it inaccurately at the end of the day. Compare that to WaferSense gapping sensor. You don't break vacuum, it goes in, reports the data right at that moment of time, and it's much more accurate than any manual measurement can be. So significant advancement over the current methods. We have two exciting products that we are announcing in this show. One is APS-R, which is a ReticleSense particle sensor. Basically, it's leveraging our APS technology that we have in WaferSense, and now it's available in a reticle form factor, as you can see. The value of that is, just like WaferSense APS, it can detect particles right where the reticles are supposed to go in the lithographic processes. And particles are extremely important for litho tools, so many litho engineers would love to know what exactly the particle count is wherever the reticle is going. So with APS-R now, they can do real-time particle measurement that they couldn't do before. So we are very excited with this product. So that's one. And the second product that we are launching in this show is also leveraging off our APS product that was available earlier in 200, 300 and 450 millimeter. Now we are making it available in 150 millimeter, 6-inch. 6-inch fabs, believe it or not, are still about 15 to 20% of the fabs worldwide. And many of them are doing fairly advanced devices such as LED or some ASIC kind of devices, or even 3-5 semiconductors are staying with 6-inch. So we couldn't address that market before with WaferSense or ReticleSense, and now we are addressing that market. So we are excited with both APS-R and APS 150mm product launches. We believe Cyber is well positioned as a 3D high precision sensor technology company. As I mentioned earlier, we are investing heavily in that area, and we are pretty confident we'll continue to see growth through new applications of these 3D precision sensors. 3D sensors is a hot topic right now, exciting new products coming along, and we think CyberOptics is well positioned to grow in the future.